And hey, beautiful people, it is Rickita. I'm back with another live video. So, in this video, I want to make sure I answer the questions that I'm getting in my comments. So, I'm definitely checking my comments to see, what you guys want to know about because I cannot just respond to each of you by just, typing a response. I need to make a video. I need to explain because I don't know. It just talk too much about the subject and I want to make sure it's perfect when I tell you guys to answer. So I'm going to go through these questions. If for some reason I do not get to your question, make sure you guys leave a comment down below, and then you'll see me leave a comment saying a video coming soon. And then when I record and actually reply to the comment in the video, I'll make sure I tag you because I want you to make sure you get the answer. And if it's really late, I said like it's months later and I finally answer, please accept my apology. Like, I'm sorry, but let's go through some of the questions I have now. And make sure you guys don't forget to join my 60 points in 60 days too, because this would be a main reason too why I wanted to make sure I come on, because a lot of people are increasing their credit scores and they have questions. So make sure you guys join my 60 points in 60 days. Teach you guys how to increase your credit score, 60 points in 60 days. So make sure you guys check that out. Now let's go through the questions for sure. Let's go through them now. So this isn't good if I have a few hard inquiries in the car loan. I don't care what card you guys are applying for. If you guys have a few hard inquiries, don't stop that from, don't make that stop you from actually applying for it. So if you guys want to boost your credit score, then go ahead and try to see if you can pre-qualify for credit cards. But don't let you having just whatever inquiries you have stop you. Now, if you only have a few inquiries and just a car loan, then maybe you do want to try to see if you can pre-qualify for some good credit cards, like try with Discover, Navy Federal. And if for some reason you're not getting those, try to get their secured. If you can't get the secured, then you go to my list, and I'm going to show you that list now. Now, that list I suggest you all go to, like, say if you're trying to get credit cards and say if your credit's not the best, then I actually made a list for everybody. So let me go ahead and share that for you guys now. Now, this list is a credit cards that's good for bad credit. So if you guys have bad credit, then you guys can still possibly get approved for credit card. And here, credit cards, here's that list here. So if you guys go to my website, Rickita.com, go ahead and click on that search button right here, and then just put bad credit in. Or say if I say, oh, apply for Navy Federal, if you put Navy Federal in there, you'll see Navy Federal credit cards, but put bad credit in there and go ahead and click right here, the best credit cards for bad credit. And then you'll see I have credit cards here. So we have the South. We also have the Credit Builder card. We have the Kickoff credit account, Discover Secure card. This is one I tell people to get, especially if you have really bad credit, because this one can actually graduate. So say if you were to put $1,000 on here, they can increase your limit. I see up to $2,500. So I definitely like that one, the Discover. Then you got the two more, but it's multiple credit cards that you guys can definitely get approved for. But try to see if you can find credit cards that can actually pre-qualify you, because you guys would be better off if you guys get the credit cards that can actually pre-qualify you, because they're going to tell you yes or no without giving that hard inquiry, and that's what I want them to do for you. Paying off your student loans is actually going to drop your credit score initially. So anytime any account is paid off on your credit reports, you're going to see that your credit score initially drops. That's because you have a closed account. It's no longer going to be reporting, but eventually your credit will go up. But don't think, oh, let me pay off my student loans because my credit score is going to go up, because it really doesn't work like that. Now, if you guys have other accounts, like if you guys have ever paid off a car, hopefully you have, or even if you refinanced a car, you will see that transition from actually buying a new, not refinancing, but or refinancing, but you'll see that transition from when you refinance or if you buy a new car. When that account says it's paid, you're going to see your credit score drop. Now, your student loans is an installment loan, and that's an installment loan is just like a car. So that's why I like to compare those two. But if you ever paid off a car, or refinanced it, or maybe you traded it in. When they paid off that original loan, you see your credit score drop. So your credit score is most likely not going to go up too much from paying off your student loans. It will eventually go up, but to me, credit is, they want to see you continuously using credit. Like, if you're not, to me, continuously using credit or having open lines of credit, you just don't have the best credit score. Okay. I always suggest that people get kickoff and self at the same time, especially if you guys cannot get any other accounts. Don't think, oh, it's something bad if you guys were to have the kickoff and you get the self. If you're desperate in terms of you can't get other credit cards, you can't get other accounts to report, you can't get a secure credit card right away, then go ahead and get that self. Don't feel bad about that. You want to have a lot of accounts reporting onto your credit report. So I definitely love kickoff and I love self. So I definitely suggest that you guys go ahead and get them both and have them both added. Now, let me go ahead and share my screen because I have the kickoff account here. I just want to show you a little bit behind my scenes, what I have on my kickoff account, so that you guys can, make a decision on what you may want to do. So this is my kickoff account. I already have this. I have $30 remaining on this account. That credit builder loan, that's an installment account. Like, the credit builder loan is an installment account, and then that kickoff credit account is a credit card. It reports as if it's a credit card. It's a revolving account. So think about it like this: I have an installment account and I have a revolving account with kickoff. Now, I always tell people, try to have at least 4 credit cards. This is one right here. So if you guys need more, definitely go ahead and get the self, because that self, you can get their installment account here where you're paying on it monthly. So that means you'll have 2 installment accounts. And then after 3 months, you can get their secure credit card. And if you guys cannot get other credit cards, like, say, I tell you guys to try to see if you can get the Navy Federal or Discover secure credit cards, because those I know is actually graduating. If you guys can't get that, you don't have the money for it, don't not start your journey of building your credit, because it's something where your credit is something where you want to continuously build the relationships. So if you guys cannot get the secure credit cards, go ahead and get the self, and go ahead and get the kickoff, because you guys are going to start your journey. So don't not do it. Like, get started with the kickoff, get started with the self, and then after you do that, you're going to have 2 installment accounts and 2 revolving accounts. And some people say that they want to get a car just to have a car report on their credit reports, or not a car, just an installment account. I just don't believe in going in debt like that. Like, I just don't believe in that. If you guys want installment account reporting, then you can go get a personal loan, and with a very low interest rate, if you really need to, right? If you really wanted to report, and then they have theirs too, where kickoff, they're going to report theirs for a year for you all, and it's no fees at all. So you can do that one for sure. And then that self, they have theirs. You're going to pay, I think, about $46 is what I paid for the one that I did, the $48 per month. But they report it every month to the credit bureaus. And self said that my credit scores went up since being with them, over 155 points. And kickoff, I told you guys, when I first signed up for a kickoff, my credit scores went up 37 points. So just imagine, I tell people, the more you go ahead and get your accounts now and let them start reporting, and you start paying on them, the faster you can build your credit. So don't feel any type of way. Go ahead and get your accounts, okay? Go ahead and get your accounts and start building your credit up. I do not remember exactly where to comment for this. I do not remember the question for this. So I'm gonna have to skip this one because I don't remember exactly the video that they responded to when I put this one on here. But let me say this too: each credit card company, they increase your credit limit individually. So let me just say that. But I'm going to have to answer that another time. I'm gonna have to come back and answer that when I realize, what video they're actually talking about. How often should I apply for new credit cards and loans? I think that you guys should just try to have, it depends on your situation. I just think that you guys should have like your four basic cards reporting minimum. Like just get those four cards. If you guys want additional cards, I would say wait about 6 months to a year, let them old accounts start, reporting, and then you wait 6 months to a year and get another account. But if you get another account, remember you're messing up your age, which means your age is very important when it come down. Your average age of accounts is very important when it come down to your credit. So just understand that, don't go too crazy. But if you want to get more accounts, wait about 6 months to a year, let them start reporting, that you can apply for more. Now, I know a lot of people want to continue to apply for credit cards, but not only sometimes do I tell you guys to wait for your age, I want you guys to see when your credit score go up, because some people just think, oh, it's 6 months now, Rickita, I'm going to apply. You probably should apply 5 months ago. I mean, not 5 months ago, but a month ago at 5 months, because I want to see if you guys see like great jumps in your credit score. Say if you was at a 630 and your credit score went up to like a 680, 690, you may want to apply for credit cards at that point, especially if you started with secure credit cards. If you start with secure credit cards, you see your credit scores go up a lot, then I tell people, hey, you may want to try to see if you can apply for some other regular credit cards that you really wanted, because your credit limit is going to be based off of your income. So if you can get just a regular credit card, I mean like an unsecured credit card, then go ahead and go and try to get those unsecured credit cards when your credit scores go up. If your credit score did not go up as much as it needs to go up in that 6 months, then maybe you should just wait a year, let your credit score go up some more. But just really base it off your credit score and how much of a credit increase you had. Now, if you guys start off with those secure credit cards, I always tell you guys try to the get your first four credit cards. If you guys start off with those secure credit cards, then always think that I have to change these cards out, especially if they don't graduate. I have to get some good cards and start targeting those good cards that you want to get. So say if you just got maybe some off brand like the credit builder card, secure card, then try to say, okay, I want to give me a Capital One card that don't have an annual fee. I want to give me a Discover card that doesn't have, they don't have annual fees. Start targeting the cards that you want, and then you can go in and try to see if you can pre-qualify for their credit cards. And say if you say, I want this card because of the points, then try to pre-qualify for that credit card. If they deny you, try to increase your credit score. Try to figure out what's wrong that they didn't approve you, and then go back 3 months, 6 months to try to see if you can get approved. If you see your credit score go up, say if you got denied, you was at a 680, you got denied. When your credit score go up, you went to that 730, and that company denied you. I don't care if it was like a month ago. Go ahead and try to see if you can pre-qualify again for that credit card, because your credit score went up now. You have a greater chance of getting approved, but try to time it based off of your credit score. Oh, this is a good one. Yes, you still can get approved for credit cards even if you have a high utilization, but it's going to be very hard, to be honest. Now, if you guys have a high utilization, I suggest you guys try to apply for credit cards and do a balance transfer, because they may understand, like, okay, you just want to do a balance transfer, and they may actually approve you for the credit card, but it is going to be a lot harder if you guys have a high utilization. Now, this is what I want to tell you guys, and just listen to it, but do as you please with it. If you guys have credit cards, um, and technically, if you have high utilization, it's dropping your credit score. If you guys have credit cards that's reporting a balance, I do suggest you guys, if you're in the market of getting more credit cards, I do suggest you guys pay off those credit cards or pay them down as much as you can, and let them report to the credit bureaus. Let them report to the credit bureaus that you have a low balance, right? So that your credit score can go up, so you can get approved for more credit cards. And if you need to use that credit card again, go ahead and use it again. And say if you had to pay your internet bill, your cable bill, you have to pay your phone bill, go ahead and take that money and put that on your credit card. Let them report the lower balance now. and then go ahead and pay your those bills with that credit card, because I want you guys to have a lower utilization reported. That way you guys don't have a hard time getting another credit card. And when you get the other credit card, try to get a credit card that do a balance transfer. So let me show you a few credit cards that can do a balance transfer. So if you guys go to my website, Rickita.com, you're going to see a search bar right here. Go ahead and click on that search bar and search a balance transfer. Okay. And when you guys search a balance transfer, you guys are going to see a lot of credit cards here that you may want to do a balance transfer with. Some of them can do a balance transfer, and like the truest, and I going to put together a complete list of credit cards that can do that balance transfer, like the best credit cards for balance transfer. Because if you guys can get a balance transfer, say with let me see, like if you guys can do a balance transfer, it'd be good. Like say if you want to get do a balance transfer with like Discover, if you guys are able to do a balance transfer with them, it'll be good because they can pre-qualify you, and not only can they pre-qualify you, it's going to be without a hard inquiry. So let me show you that balance transfer. I mean the Discover card. So like with them, you get 0% APR for 15 months, but Discover may not approve you if you have a high utilization. So just pay down the credit cards temporarily so that you can go ahead and have them report a lower balance, get your credit score up, and then right here you can see if you can pre-qualify for the credit card. And if they can pre-qualify you, you're going to have a 0% intro APR for 15 months on purchases and balance transfer. They are going to charge you a balance transfer fee of 3%, an intro fee of 3%, but you know, it is what it is. It's better off than what you have, but you should try to transfer that balance, and you should try to pay off that account because you'll be better off. Okay, Rickita, my question is, when you guys apply for credit cards, I think that you guys should go based off of your needs. Some people just apply for credit cards just to have them, but when something happens to you in life, if you don't have your life set up, you're going to start depending on those credit cards, and you're going to put yourself in a horrible situation. So I say get as many credit cards as you can handle. So if you like to travel, try to get you a credit card that's going to give you cash back with travel, and be content with those, and make sure that you actually spending what you can spend. So get you a credit card that's good with travel, get you a credit card that's good with groceries, get you a all over credit card, a credit card that you can get a lot of cash back for no matter where you spend it. You know, get those credit cards depending on what you need. And when you fulfill your needs, you stay right there. If you are the type that you are building up a business and you want to have a lot of credit for that, then you can go ahead and get business credit that's going to fulfill your needs. But I always tell people don't go crazy. If you guys go too crazy with credit, then you guys are going to get to the point where you're not going to be able to pay it. Or if something was to happen and you don't have the money for it, then you're going to start getting to the point where you're going to only be able to pay your minimum balance on your credit cards. And you don't want to get there. So I tell people, I know it's fun. I know I talk about credit cards all the time, but I don't even have that many credit cards. Honestly, I do not spend my I do not spend unnecessary money. Like I teach you guys about credit cards, but I tell you guys like get the credit cards like that you like and go from there. And Dave Ramsey really got in my butt. I'm not gonna say I cut up some credit cards, but he really got my butt. I told y'all at one point in time I had so many credit cards, like it was just ridiculous. Um, and I just realized you want to just get your credit cards that's good for you, you know. Try to get you some credit cards where you'll be able to get so much cash back from just going to the gas station and, you know, going out to eat. Get what you need and just leave it at that. Some people go crazy, and the people like, girl, get as many as you want. Okay, but what happens when I start depending on them? What happens because when something happened and I go crazy and I just start thinking, okay, I'll pay it back, I'm gonna put it on this card. What happens when life happens? You know, people don't think about it like that. But get the credit cards that you need, and don't just go crazy, keep just getting all these credit cards for what? Because don't forget too, if you don't use these credit cards in 6 months to a year, a lot of times they close it. And that's going to hurt you. Like you just got them just, oh, I got it just to get it. No, no, no. It's going to hurt you. I learned my lesson about that. I think I had like 6 credit cards do that to me before because I didn't use it. I just got it because that was during that time too where I told you guys like I had like over 70 hard inquiries years ago. Just getting credit cards. I just don't wish that on nobody in terms of if you do not have the finances to keep up with those credit cards, if you cannot make sure that you're spending those credit cards, you're going to hurt yourself in the long run. So get the cards that you need. I don't know if that's 6, I don't know if that's just a 4, I don't know if that's 10 or 15 or 20. Get the ones that you need and just go from there, and don't care what anybody have to say about it. If you can pay for it, then that's where you need to be. But if you can't pay for it, you just getting credit cards just because, and you know you're having a hard time balancing it, don't go too crazy on credit because you're going to put yourself in a horrible situation where you're not even building up your own future. But I'm going to start preaching at this point. So let me go. You're not going to be saving and things like that. So I want you guys to be putting your money where it needs to go instead of trying to keep up with credit cards. Oh, this was a good one. Anybody know what is considered late? So when you guys have a card, just think of it like that. Well, let's go on credit card. When you guys have a credit card, I want to tell you guys like when is it going to be considered late. So when you guys have a credit card, they're not going to report you to the credit bureaus until you're 30 days late. Like you're 30 days late, they're going to report you to the credit bureaus at that point. Not if you're only 5 days late on your credit card, not if you're only 10 days late. When you're 30 days late, that's when they're going to actually report you to the credit bureaus. But if you want to know when can they just charge you a late fee, they can charge you a late fee the next day because you're considered late. Now, I would rather them charge you a late fee than for them to report it to the credit bureaus because, oh my gosh, you guys, that late payment is going to ruin your life. Like, seriously, it's going to drop your credit score so much and it's going to make it where other credit card companies don't want to give you credit anymore. So even if you're 1 day late, 10 days late, 15 days late, just make sure that you're not 30 days late. To me, that's like the most important. I would love for you guys to pay all of your bills on time, have one auto pay or whatever, but I have seen people literally, I showed you guys in a previous video, I have seen people have a late payment on a $5 minimum payment credit card and it dropped their credit score. So just make sure you guys have it set up on auto pay and you pay it on time. But for some reason you don't get that done, then make sure you guys pay it off at least by the 29th day. When applying for kickoff, do they do a hard inquiry? Kickoff is not going to do a hard inquiry when you apply for them. They're not going to do a hard inquiry at all. They're going to do a soft pull. They just want to verify your identity. Once they verify your identity, they're going to go ahead and give you the products that they have. Now, let me go ahead and show you some of the things since I have my kickoff account here anyway. So the kickoff accounts that they have, the first one I signed up for was the kickoff credit, and I believe when you guys get that one kickoff account, as soon as you able to get your account, then you can go ahead and apply for another account. Some people probably applying for the credit builder loan first and then getting a kickoff credit account, but they're not going to do a hard inquiry at all. Now I'm not sure if they're going to do a hard inquiry for their cash card, but no credit check to apply. But there we go right there. We know they're not going to do a credit check at all for you guys to apply. So no matter what you apply for with kickoff, they're not going to give you a hard inquiry. Okay. They're not going to give you a hard inquiry. So that's good. Thank you so much for that kickoff. Oh, what would happen if you remove all the loan inquiry that's connected to an open account? If you guys try to remove any inquiry from your credit reports that's tied to an account, a lot of times they can flag that account as fraud and they can contact the original company and tell them it could be fraud, and they may just remove their reporting on that too. So I tell people, if you guys have inquiries on your credit reports, please go ahead and remove the inquiry that's supposed to be removed, but Also keep in mind too that you never want to mess with any type of inquiry that's tied to any account, because a lot of times if you guys remove that inquiry, a lot of times that account is going to be flagged, and sometimes it's going to be harder to even just remove an inquiry that's tied to an account too. So sometimes you may just see that it's harder to do that, because guess what, if you remove that inquiry, it's going to be easy to remove that account. But if that account is bad, you want to remove the account. So that's the thing I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to say more about that. Yeah, yeah, I think, yeah. I know when you guys are applying for credit cards, like through the shopping cart trick and some other credit card companies out there, when you guys have fraud, a lot of times they do deny you. And if they deny you, sometimes they won't. Well, I want to say deny you. If they don't deny you, usually they'll say, "Hey, give us 7 to 10 business days. We'll respond to you." That's just because they want to verify your identity. Then they'll go ahead and give you that credit card. But a lot of times, the shopping cart trick, you got fraud alerts, automatically you're going to get denied. Like they're not even going to try to give you the credit card. You might not even pop up. So keep that in mind. Now, not all companies, like I said, is going to deny you. Some companies will actually reach out to you and they will ask for, verification from you. Once they have their verification, they'll be happy to extend credit to you. But just keep in mind that when you have those fraud alerts, it's going to be harder. Now, some people have fraud alerts on their account and they don't need fraud alerts like on their account. Your account already messed up, and maybe you really didn't have the fraud on there. Maybe you asked to remove like an inquiry. Now they put this big fraud alert on there. When you guys are in that situation, I tell people just to remove the fraud alert. Sometimes when you try to remove inquiry, they want to just put that fraud alert on there. That fraud alert is not good. So tell them, please don't add that on my account, because it's going to be harder for me to get credit cards. Now, if you guys want to lock your credit reports and then when you want to apply for it, then apply for something, then that would be good. But don't just put a fraud alert on there like, "Hey, call me before you extend credit," or "This is my phone." I wouldn't suggest you guys do that. Just lock it. And when you want to apply for something, you just open it back up, you unlock it. I seen this one. This one kind of tricky. Let me reread it to try to see if I can get it. Oh no, this is not the tricky one. I think it may be the next one. So if you guys were to refinance any type of loan, a lot of times it probably is going to be a hard inquiry, because they're going to pull your credit to see where you are at. And sometimes you're just not refinancing with that same company. Maybe you're going to a new company. So a lot of times you are going to get that hard inquiry. So definitely keep that in mind. And getting refinancing a car, it could hurt your credit score, because you're most likely applying for a new account, which you got that hard inquiry, and then it's going to probably hurt your credit score when that old account stop reporting. But I tell people, if you want to refinance, if you have like a car, you want to refinance, or your personal loans, if you want to refinance that, go for it, especially if you can get a good rate and you have a long period that you're supposed to pay on it anyway. Like for those people, like my first car, I had a 534 credit score when I got my first car. I was young. I think I was like 20. Well, I don't want to say I'm 22 is young, depending on people in their credit journey, but I didn't know anything about credit. So the person told me, "Hey, you should refinance this in a year." Now, when you guys get that auto loan, or if you get like a personal loan, you have bad credit, then try to see if you can really increase your credit score as fast as you can, so you can go ahead and refinance it. Because even if you get, say if you was to get that car loan and you know you want to refinance it, your payments that you're making at that very high interest rate, all of that money is really going in their pocket. So you're not even really paying off your loan. So you want to get out that loan as soon as possible. That would be the thing. Or pay it off as soon as possible. Either or, right? Do either or. But when you go ahead and boost your credit score, you're going to refinance. And a lot of times you're going to get a hard inquiry with that new company or with the same company, because they want to see what's on your credit reports. So yeah, think about you are going to get that hard inquiry. Like look forward to it, because it's going to most likely happen. Hmm. This was kind of, I wonder, when you say your overall credit limit, I wonder like your overall limit, or I mean on your new card. Let me reread this. Let me read that because I want to make sure I answer it right. Will my overall credit limit be included? So I'm going to answer this how I think. Um, if you guys do a balance transfer on your credit cards, whatever balance you're trying to transfer, that balance there is going to be transferred to your new card. When you guys apply for new credit cards, they're going to consider your overall credit to give you a credit card. Even if you guys are authorized user on another credit card, they're going to consider that also. That's why a lot of people like to get additional credit cards to become an authorized user on a credit card that have a higher limit, because it increases their chances of getting approved for a higher limit credit card. Now, when you guys are doing your balance transfer, understand that if you got your balance, if you have a balance on multiple cards, then you're going to have to transfer it separately from multiple cards. When I did my balance transfer, I needed one balance transfer in my life, but when I did my balance transfer, I went into the credit union. They approved me for the balance transfer. I had like multiple credit cards, like $400, $500 balances, like six of them, I believe. They took the balances and they paid off all of those credit cards for me, and then they put it onto my credit card. I'm not sure the process that they had to go through to do it, because it is multiple cards. But when you guys want to do a balance transfer, make sure you guys talk to the company, whoever you get your balance transfer with. Make sure you talk to them and see like how do they want to fully go about it. But when you guys transfer the balance, if you have four different credit cards, you guys, you have to make sure you transfer those individually. It's not kind of like with me. I believe they just mailed in a check. It's not going to be like that unless you actually talk to them and let them know exactly what you want to do. A lot of times I tell people, if you're going to do a balance transfer, try to just transfer the balance of like your top credit cards, that probably have a higher balance, something you know you're not going to be able to pay off. Transfer the balance on those and then pay off those little ones. That way you just have these the bigger ones you have to just pay off, and then whatever you were paying originally for all those credit cards, you need to pay that minimum on your new credit card you did that balance transfer on, because hopefully you got 0% APR. But then that way you can be kind of doing that debt snowball kind of thing, and you'll just have that one you have to actually pay. That was that tricky one, y'all. That was that one I was just like, I don't know. I got confused. I don't make sure I answered this correctly. If you guys were to remove your previous addresses from your credit reports, it's not going to mean that you're going to have your accounts automatically deleted. Usually, if you dispute an account and then it was tied to that previous address, it's going to be easier to get that account removed from your credit reports. But it's not going to affect like your positive accounts. It's only going to affect your account, your positive account, if you like disputing it, saying it's not yours or something like that. Other than that, you should be good with that. You shouldn't have a problem. And if you have charge offs that's connected to your old addresses, I'm not saying you should just remove them. Let me watch what I say. Um, all I got to say is, if that address is not 100% correct, which a lot of times it's not, it may have some errors in there. If it's not 100% correct, then you want to remove it, because a lot of times these charge offs are connected to those old addresses. Get the old addresses removed, and you'll see that the charge off is probably going to come off. And I'm pretty sure that charge off is inaccurate. I just want to make sure I don't say the wrong thing. Like, y'all do this, y'all do that, and it's like y'all be winning, like it'll be working for y'all, but something happened. Like, no, Ricky, you can't say that, and I don't want to mess up anything. So listen carefully, like listen carefully to the little things I am saying. If it's not 100% correct, if say one two, you stay 123 Main Street and it say 1233, or 12312 Main Street, if it's any error in your address, like the address is supposed to get removed. And when you get that address removed, it's gonna be very easy to get that account removed. Hint, hint. Don't student loans hurt your credit? Student loans do not hurt your credit. And I did not realize how much I should have been happy that I had student loans on my credit reports, because my student loans, when I messed up my credit, y'all, when I even was building credit, my student loans was the only accounts that was reporting to the credit bureaus at that time. So I had credit before other people had credit. And I didn't realize it. Like, I already started off with credit. That's why it was easy if you want, for me to get this credit card and that credit card. When other people had to start with a secure credit card, they didn't even have a credit report. That's because they didn't have student loans. Now, student loans can hurt your credit if you have late payments too. So you guys want to keep that in mind. Make sure you guys make sure that they're not reporting any late payments. If they're reporting late payments, try to get those late payments removed from your credit reports, because it's going to really hurt you if they're reporting late payments. What if you got a hard inquiry and got the card? Can you still get the inquiry removed? This is one of the things where, like I said, you guys, you in a tight spot. You're in a tight spot because you're not supposed to do that. But technically, let me tell you what other people have done. Tell you what other people have done. I can do that. I can talk about what other people have done. Other people have removed inquiries before the account reported onto their credit report. And if you remove the inquiry before it's reported onto your credit report, um, then you don't have to worry about affecting that card, because you should not try to remove accounts from or remove inquiries from your credit reports when they are tied to accounts. But if you don't have that account reporting yet, then the inquiry can definitely come off and it's not going to affect you that much. Now, I'm not advocating for anything. I'm just telling you how it works. Like, I've seen other people do this. I've read comments. I've read so much. I've seen other videos. That's what other people are actually doing. So if you have that hard inquiry, if it's disputed before that account, if it's disputed before that credit card show up on your credit reports, nothing's going to happen with that credit card. If you already have that credit card reporting onto your credit reports right now and you're disputing it, then a lot of times you want to see that account get removed too. And that's not what you want. You want accounts to report to the credit bureaus if you're going to have them, because they're basically vouching for you to get more credit cards. If they're not reporting, then you shouldn't be really using them. I just feel like I have to talk to somebody to see what I can say and what I can't say, so I do not get in trouble, you guys, because I want to just tell you other people's experiences, because I just feel like these credit card companies is not playing fair at all, y'all. Um, and it's ridiculous. They're not playing fair. They're suing people for debts that they don't even have the paperwork on. And the only reason why they got money is because they was able to garnish you because you have a check and you did not go to court. And you probably didn't go to court because you were scared, but you didn't know that they didn't have the paperwork. I'm going to make it a priority seriously this week to figure out what I can and I can't say, like, or what can I don't know. Because I feel for people when they in certain situations. I gotta breathe for this one. I gotta remember. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna say this, you guys. I'm sorry. I have to figure out how I'm gonna say this, because I think this is gonna be a problem for a lot of people, especially with people being stressed out right now. I know a lot of people that did payday loans, and I guess I could just tell y'all like what they have done. So what I've seen a lot of people do is they had payday loans or they had some high interest loans out there. What they did was they actually shut down their account that they had these loans coming out of, because sometimes you had the loans coming out of the account where you hold all your money. But I have seen people shut down these accounts and they'll just get them a new account, and then that account is going to continue to report you late, report you late, report you late. So your credit is going to be temporarily damaged. But what you can do is double check to see if they're reporting it inaccurately, because if they are reporting it inaccurately, which a lot of accounts is, a lot of positive accounts are reporting inaccurately, then you can get that account removed from your credit reports. Now, if they already sold it to a new company, you guys, then you need to make sure that you're sending them a letter if they're contacting you at all, if they put on your credit reports, asking them to send you verification on the account. And then that's when the battle is going to begin in terms of them selling it to new companies and trying to continue to damage your credit. Now, I had to make sure I tread lightly on that one because I have seen people do this a lot. I've seen a lot of people go through this. Some family members have went through this, and it's really horrible. But what I've seen them do is, like I already told you, and then when they get to the stage where they're battling the company because they want to show they want to come after them, then ask them to send you verification on this account, and if it's not reporting accurately, have them have the credit bureaus the credit bureaus removed from your credit report so that you can move on with your life, and then you don't get into situations like that. Now, as they start selling it to the new companies, the CFPB has a new letter out that I love so much, and it's going to be on my website, you guys. I'm gonna have a lot of free letters where you guys can just pay whatever you want. I don't care if you pay $30 for a letter. I don't care if you pay $2 for a letter, whatever you can afford. I want you to pay whatever you can pay. I'm gonna have a whole list of letters there that you guys can use. You guys send out that letter, ask them for the proof that they need to have. If they don't have the proof, because they're selling it company to company, they don't have the proof, they can't put on your credit reports, and they can't continue to come after you or try to garnish your wages and things like that, because this could be a huge thing. Like, you guys are going to really see it when everything like crumble. It's going to be a huge thing. So I just want to make sure I say that. And I want to also say too, if you guys take money from anybody, you guys need to pay them back. Like, set up some type of plan to pay them back, because you're gonna be running forever, try to run from the debts, and that's not the life that you want to live. You want to start saving up for your kids, for whatever they want to do in their future. You want to start saving up for yourself, saving up for retirement. If you spending all your time running, your whole lifetime running from debts, like, there's no way you paid them off. There's no way you paid them off. There's no way you're going to be able to build up your future. So I don't want to get too preachy, but I wanted to make sure I say that, like, handle all of your debts. Whatever you got going on, just take a period, just get everything together so that you can really soar. And I'm speaking to myself, like, this is something that's like something with me. If I want to do certain things, I need to make sure I start tracking it. I have to make sure I start doing it. I have to make sure I make it a habit. I don't want to be, dealing with old stuff no matter what it is. I want to, like, go forward in it. So definitely hope you guys take that, because it's easy to get out of one payday loan and get into another. So that's something I wanted you guys to know. Can you write a letter after the time frame? Yes, you can definitely write a letter after the time frame. If you guys get a letter from a collection company and for some reason you don't answer within those 30 days, you can definitely still send them a letter, because don't forget, if they're going to report that on your credit report, it has to be accurate, and then they still have to show you the documents that they own the debt if they want to take you to court and try to sue you. So you can ask them for those documents right away. And a lot of times, if that account is on your credit reports, all you have to do is send a letter to the credit bureaus first. As you send a letter to the credit bureaus first, then if they verify that account, you have the right to go back to that collection company at that time and say, hey, show me the document, show me how you verify this debt, like, show me how it's actually mine. So do remember that you can definitely send a letter after their 30-day span. Now, if you guys were to get that letter in the mail, I do suggest that you guys do send a letter before the 30 days, because it's going to open up a can of worms for them if they don't do what they need to do in terms of sending you proof, if they continue to call you. Because that letter is basically telling them, hey, if you're going to continue to if you want to continue to try to collect on the debt, send me all the information. And if you don't send me the information, don't call me. That's basically what you're saying. Don't call me, don't email me, don't mail me. That's basically what you're saying to them. And then a lot of times these companies don't send you verification, so then they mess it up for themselves. And then when they start getting all the violations, then you can actually go after them and sue them. So I definitely tell people, try to send out the letter as soon as possible. Even if you feel some type of way about it, I don't care what it is, you guys. Like, you know how people automatically throw their stuff in the garbage, like, oh, this collection company, I ain't gonna do that. No, stop doing that. I want y'all to get the letter, print it out. You literally just have to add the name of the company on there, add your name, your address on there, add the account number and the name of the account, and mail it out, and then mail it out certified. Let me see. When you mail it out, you guys mail it out certified. So like this is a certified receipt. That way, when you mail it out, if they continue to call you and you found out that they got your letter, let them continue to call you because they in violation. They didn't send you any proof and they continue to call you. So at that time, you can go to an attorney, you can get help, or you can just sue them on your own. So just make sure you send it out certified. So whenever they try to sue you or they want to put on your credit reports, you have something to fight them with now. Now you have something to say, hey, hold on, why you want to put on my credit reports? You done messed up now. I know I probably messed up by not paying it. I ain't saying it's my debt, but you done messed up now. So definitely make sure you guys send it out certified so you can have proof that you mailed it. You try to contact them and they continue to contact you and they're harassing you basically. They're not supposed to do that. If you can't send me proof about a debt, don't call me anymore about the debt, but please send it out certified. It's very, very important. I know what that's like, you guys. I know what that is like. Um, if you have bad credit and it's because you probably was an authorized user for other people, or you probably co-sign on some things. If you have bad credit, it is going to be hard for you to get a credit card. What I tell people is you want to try to fix your credit and then try to get credit cards. And there's some people out there where they just an authorized user on somebody else's credit card and now they have bad credit just based off of that because they're using too much money on their credit cards. They have late payments on these credit cards now. So at that point, you are going to start having bad credit because you're an authorized user on their account. And when you guys have that problem, it's going to be hard for you to get your own credit cards. It's going to be hard for you guys to try to get more credit. So you want to be removed from those accounts and get them removed from your credit reports. Now, while you guys are in the stage, if you guys just have bad credit, you need to start building up your credit. Then I want you guys to um, apply for some of the credit cards that's good with bad credit. So if you guys go to my website, Rickita.com, you're going to see this little search button right here. You can search bad credit and then you're going to see the best credit cards for bad credit. And I have a lot of credit cards that you guys can try to get. These are the credit cards that's in the building stage because until you get them accounts off, there's no way you're going to really be able to get other credit cards. So you're going to want to be in the building stage and get you one of these credit cards here. And if you haven't went through the building stage, it's going to be a lengthy one sometimes, but just stick in there, especially if you co-sign on someone else's credit card. Now, if you guys go through the building stage and for some reason you get the account removed from your credit reports, then I do want you guys to go back at the top and I want you to search accounts like Discover, Navy Federal, because those credit cards can actually pre-qualify you. And you want to find a credit card that can pre-qualify you without a hard inquiry because those are they're going to basically tell you yes or no on whether you can get the credit card without giving you that hard inquiry. And that hard inquiry is basically going to be dropping your credit score. So hopefully you guys will be able to get a credit card and you are welcome after the fact. This one is good. There is an account that can actually boost your credit score when you apply for it, and that account is called Rental Karma. Now, they're able to report your rent to the credit bureaus, and it's going to be an installment account. And getting this reported to the credit bureaus can actually increase your credit score, and they're able to actually report your back rent. So that is really good. Now, let me show you all this Rental Karma account because I really like that they are able to report your rent. Like that's what you guys want. You want to make sure you find accounts that can report to the credit bureaus. And if you guys were to the point where you're trying to find points anywhere, like I tell you guys, how to, ways to increase your credit score, 60 points in 60 days. If you guys get to the point where you're trying to find points everywhere, a good place is right here with Rental Karma. And then Rental Karma at this time, I'm not sure what they're going to have when you look, but at this time, they have it where you guys can report all past rent for $50. And then it's an average score increase is 40 points. I tell a lot of people about rental karma. So if you're renting, let them go ahead and report to the credit bureaus for you. Go ahead and change your life up. And it could just be a method for you guys to just get an extra 15 to 40 points or whatever it is. It's average 40. So some people may get more than that. So make sure you guys check out rental karma. And then I have a code if you guys want to use it. Just make sure you use Rickita 25, Rickita 25, and then when you guys do that, you guys are going to get a discount. So definitely check them out. That you get like $25 off, but double check to see exactly how much you get. But definitely check them out, and that can help you guys, especially if you want to have more accounts reporting to the credit bureaus. I have a credit sesame account. Do you think the credit bureau account is good? So I did a video before on the Credit Sesame account, and I haven't seen that account fully report to the credit bureaus to see the effect. Whenever I see accounts like the Credit Sesame report to the credit bureaus, I don't see like a huge increase. I don't see that they're reporting like a regular credit card fully. So I tell people, if you want to get an account like the Credit Sesame, you want the effects, try to get you a secure credit card. Try to get one with Discover, try to get one with Navy Federal, because these are actually going to grow into regular credit cards. You actually get points and stuff like that. Now, if you want to go ahead and get that Credit Sesame account, go ahead and get it and come back and let me know like how they actually report to the credit bureaus for you. Now, sometimes you guys, you may just get this account, but if you guys get this account because you want to really boost your credit score, like I said too, go ahead and get the secure credit cards with like Navy Federal, Capital One, Discover. Capital One sometimes they're not doing what they need to do. So let me say that they're not reporting like they need to all three credit bureaus, because that's all you really want. You want them to report. But there's so many other credit cards. So these are like the best credit cards for bad credit. If you guys have bad credit, these are the best ones. It's on my website, Rickita.com. You can see I have the Self Visa card here, the Credit Builder card right here. This one, I really like the Credit Builder card because they let you have two credit cards, and it's only a $200 deposit, and they report to the credit bureaus before you can get the credit card a lot of times. So I really like that, and you can apply right here on the website for any other credit cards I always tell you guys about. But go ahead and check this out because it's a lot of accounts on here. Like you got that kickoff account you guys can check out. You have the Discover Secure credit card, the Two More credit card. This one right here is not going to do a credit check at all. They're just going to look into your bank account. It's so many of them. So just go to Rickita.com. I'll just put Rickita.com. And then when you go to my website anytime, just make sure you guys search in this box right here. Because if you search right here, you guys are going to be able to look up any credit card or try to find a special credit card like for balance transfer, secure credit cards. You guys want to see them all listed here. So definitely go ahead and check them out there. Can you apply for multiple cards the same day? So duplicate credit reports. So I know that a lot of times you cannot do that. Usually when you want to apply for a credit card, you guys will get multiple hard inquiries, but a lot of people do it for like the American Express. They may apply for American Express credit card so that they won't have those multiple inquiries. A lot of people only get a hard inquiry on a first credit card, and then the other credit cards after that is going to be a soft pull. So I definitely want you guys to check it out there. Now, sometimes when you guys apply for multiple credit cards, I want you guys to understand too, you may not want to get multiple credit cards with that same company. Maybe you want to get a credit card somewhere else. Don't let that hard inquiry scare you, especially if you want to get a special credit card for like travel, for dining. You know, if you want to separate them, and some credit cards, you may want to get them with a different company because you got better rewards. Don't be scared of that hard inquiry. Like seriously, do not be scared of that hard inquiry. Go ahead and get whatever credit cards you want. But if you want to make sure you can get multiple credit cards that one hard inquiry, then definitely check out the American Express. How do I spend money off of the credit account? So this is actually about that kickoff account. So let me actually pull it up so I can go ahead and answer it. So whenever you guys want to spend money on your kickoff account, all you have to do is log into your kickoff account, and then you want to go ahead and click on where it says your kickoff credit account. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to actually see your store, and that's how you can actually spend things with your kickoff account. I really do not suggest you guys like spend things with your account though. I do want to show you how you can do it, but I don't suggest you guys spend too much. You just want this account to report to the credit bureau. It's not your account you want to have forever. So this is a kickoff account here. Go ahead and click on kickoff credit, and then if you go down to the bottom, you're going to see the visit kickoff store, and then these are the different products that you guys can purchase within their store. But again, I just want this account, or when I first got it, I just wanted them to report. And I got it too, so I can see how it's going to affect everybody else and how it's going to report. So this account for everybody else, I tell them just get them so that they can report to the credit bureaus. That's it. I don't suggest you guys try to keep this account forever. And I can't say what the other words to say, but I dang sure don't want you guys just be buying stuff just to be buying stuff with them, because it's not like you buying necessities. You just buying stuff so that they can report to the credit bureaus. That's like their whole thing. What credit unions do I recommend? So the top credit unions I usually recommend is PenFed, Navy Federal, and then another one I really like is one that's in your local area. Like, do not sleep on the ones in your local area. I remember when I tried to refinance my house. I tried to refinance my house. I paid cash for it. I tried to refinance it. I went to all the local banks, all the credit unions in the area, and most of them say no. When I tell you, I had like so many banks say no. I went to one that was literally down the street. That was the smallest credit union, only had a few branches, and they actually gave me the loan to refinance my car. And not only did they not refinance my car, but they gave me the loan to refinance my house. They gave me a loan on my house, but they actually refinanced my car, and they gave me a $6,000 credit card when I was kind of new to credit. So I definitely tell people to go to their local credit union, because they can probably outbeat like some of these higher credit unions that you always hear, like maybe Federal and PenFed and things like that. Now, when you guys deal with the local credit unions, you can talk to them. Like, the person that's finna give you the loan, the person that's finna give you the money is right there in your face. You don't have to go through no system. Oh, we got to send this out, or we just send them that. You don't have to go through that process where they just applying the same way you're going to apply. A lot of times that person that's right in front of you, when you applying for anything, whether it's a car, house, and that person is right in front of you, the person that's going to approve it. So I really like if you guys can go to like your local credit union, because that's going to help you guys out a lot. That was the last question. I suggest that people always keep a low utilization on their credit cards, because if you guys have a high utilization, it's going to drop your credit score. I don't care if you have like that $200 credit card. If you guys were to use more than 5%, it's going to drop your credit score if they report that to the credit bureaus. A lot of people just don't understand the reporting of it. That's the biggest thing. So I tell people don't spend more than 5%. If you're disciplined, make sure you guys pay the full statement balance by the due date. And then after you do that, then you pay it down to 5% before they report, or you can just pay it down to 5% on your due date too. But just make sure that no matter what, you pay the full statement balance, because that statement balance could actually be more than that 5%. So just keep that in mind. Now, I wanted to make sure I do respond to this, because I think I make videos for people that have very, very bad credit, but then I have some people here that have decent credit. And if you guys have bad credit, I told you guys don't spend more than 5%, because you guys are starting off with a secure credit card. Some people are applying for more credit cards, and they have negative accounts on their credit reports right now that they couldn't pay. So until you guys get in the habit of paying off your full statement balance by your due date, and then making sure you don't have more than 5% reporting, I tell people don't even spend that 5%. I mean, don't spend more than 5% on your credit card at all, because if you can't pay off your full statement balance, you're going to hurt yourself. Now, usually when you guys do this method where you guys are keeping your balance below that 5%, instantly you guys are going to see it. Like every month that they report, you're going to see your credit score go up. Now, this can be 5 points for some, but 20 points for others that don't have any credit. They like just like their first account, they're going to see a greater increase because their credit score is probably already so low and they don't have other accounts reporting. So I tell people, just make sure you guys don't have more than 5% reporting, because you're going to get the highest credit score that you can have possible. And try not to spend money on your credit cards when you don't have the money to pay it, because you guys are going to be behind. They're going to report to the credit bureaus that you paid too much, and it's going to just ruin your life, because you're not going to be able to get new credit cards. You're not going to be able to get new loans, and that's not what you want. So make sure you guys definitely keep that in mind. Now, I am so happy that I was able to answer some of these questions. If you guys have more questions, please go ahead and put the questions down below. And don't forget, you guys, I have my 60 points in 60 days. I want you guys to ask me the questions that you guys have, but I want you guys to know how to increase your credit score 60 points in 60 days, so that whenever you're trying to apply for a loan, you're trying to apply for a credit card, then you can go ahead and do it, because you know that you got that higher credit score. Or if you can't do it right that time, boost your credit score 60 points in 60 days. Say it's my goal for in 2 months, I want to do this. And then once you do it, then look, you're going to be able to get approved for more credit cards because your credit score is higher. So definitely make sure you guys sign up for my 60 points in 60 days. Leave your questions down below. I am so happy that I was able to go over your questions. If for some reason I answered your question incorrectly, ask it again in a different way. Maybe I'll understand it. Or maybe when I have a live event, I'll let you come on if you're a part of my exclusive membership, and I can answer your question then, because me and my exclusive members, we already meet up where when I teach people how to increase their credit score 60 points in 60 days. We already doing a meetup already. So when we're doing a meetup, I can answer any questions that they have right then and there. They can ask them right live to me at that point. And we usually do uh, 4 meetups in within the 60 days. So definitely make sure you guys join the exclusive credit membership, and then you guys will be in our meetup. Now, I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.